You thought that should have gone to the monitor?
To your liking. I think a potentially dangerous tackle like that should be judged by the on-field referee. It's his game.
Which he did.
He didn't
think it was worth
it. But that's VAR. That's VAR's decision, not the on-field referee's decision.
The on-field referee is there. He sees it with his own eyes. He deemed it with not enough force for it to be a red card.
But he was up here, ankle high.
It depends how much force. You can show your studs.
He took him out of the game. He injured him. How much force do you need?
I don't think it was a red card challenge. I don't think that's a red card challenge.
It's nastier every time.
Is that a red card challenge?
It's not. Playing in centre
No.
midfield, people don't realise how quick this game is. When you're moving your feet as a professional football player, you're trying to win the ball, you're trying to poke it away. Sometimes you do lose your footing, and if you catch a player's foot, that's what happens. Something similar happened in the United game with Harry Maguire.
Force.
It's not excessive force, it's not reckless. There's a difference when I'm going for you. Like, Holt is I can't remember the player's name. The guy at Sheffield United, he's tackled on Matoma. That there is a dangerous tackle and should have been given an instant red card and probably a 6-game ban. But for me, for that, playing centre midfield, there's times when the ball moves so quickly, you've got to turn and anticipate and try and get there.
And that's fair, and it's the nature of the game. Like, I
if you
understand
slow that down, Nico, it always looks worse.
You don't go to the monitor for a yellow card.
No, that's a potential red. The thing with VAR for me is it's that too many decisions are being taken by VAR. Decisions that can be interpreted in certain ways or another. Fine. You know what? And I'm not even saying that should have been a red card, but the referee should go see that. And then,
that's the whole point. Is like
the offside.
Why should the ref go to that? If he saw it with his own eyes, it's not excessive force. Now you're slowing the game. That goes against VAR. What we all want is for the ref to ref the game and for it to go according to plan, how it's supposed to go. Not unnecessary stoppage, which that would have been. Because
I don't know, because we've seen that red given so many times.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's the inconsistency is the problem. But for me, Nico, when you look at that whole game, I don't think that was too bad a call. The offside one is debatable. Right. Yes, for me, the offside one, by the laws of the game, it stands. Because he's impeding the Chelsea defender.
It's Colwell.
And it's a block as well. And I don't know if you guys call it a pick.
Endo
standing
picks
there.
Colwell.
Yes, and yes, it's a bit of man-to-man marking, but if Endo runs in towards the box, Colwell maybe might be able to get the header, so he is affecting the play. At first look, yes, you might feel aggrieved by it, but really and truly, it's the right call.
Because Levi Colwell would have been in front
of Van Dijk and not been able to get such a free header, so yes. Yeah. But the bigger picture I see for me in this whole game is the fact of Chelsea lost to a bunch of kids. That's just the reality of it. If that game went to extra time and Liverpool lost that game, Liverpool will come out with a lot more plaudits and credit than Chelsea. You look at Conor Bradley, 20 years old, Harvey Elliott, Bobby Clark, all these kids.
Jaden Dan's coming.
Are a bunch
he
of
also
kids.
had a couple opportunities as well. And mind you, this is a Liverpool without Mohamed Salah.
Yeah. Darwin Núñez.
But Mohamed Salah is one of the best players in the world. He's not on the pitch. They're a different side. And yes, Chelsea did have 5 big chances. But I think we also saw in this match that Nicholas Jackson is not your Didier Drogba. He is not your game-changing striker.
Remember when they were saying at the beginning of the season that he was Didier Drogba-esque?
I did, but he did show tendencies to it. But the problem is, it's not working at Chelsea. If you watch that game as well, did you see Raheem Sterling's face when he got taken off? He was not happy at all. He was super angry. There's stuff going on at Chelsea that you could clearly see there's issues still there, as much as they did okay, but there's a big problem there. And I love Jurgen Klopp because Jurgen Klopp is a manager that's very calculated. He knows what he's got. He's an academy. He said some people might look at it to say we gave up because we put the kids there. He goes, no, you look at those kids. They dominated possession. They dominated Chelsea. They show the real character and personality that they have. He was confident in trying to win the game.
No.
The other biggest take...
I see your point there, but it's also they had no other options.
No, they had no other options. But it's credit to them.
But when you don't have the other options, you need a good manager to get the best out of whoever's going out there on the field. Meanwhile, Mauricio Pochettino, 3 losses in 3 finals as an English club manager. Did he not manage this game the right way? Charlie, what say you?
Yeah, I mean, you look at the players who he put out there to perform. Cole Palmer is a great player. We can all say that. As a young, talented Englishman, he comes in and he is a game changer. That's the type of player you want in terms of getting the value out of a certain player. Moises Caicedo, I thought he had one of his best matches in a Chelsea jersey. He was controlled. He made the right challenges, connected 64 out of 68 passes. That's what you want from Moises Caicedo. It was finally someone who covered, who was honest and true to his position. He wasn't just going all out over the place. Enzo Fernandez still, for $100+ million, that is not good enough.
They're not a partnership.
No.
They need to play as a partnership.
Conor Gallagher, I mean, how many chances did he have to win this game?
He had a few chances, but when you look at that lineup there was a point when I looked at the game and I said, right, this game now, 70 minutes in, it's going to be about difference makers. Chelsea had the biggest difference maker in Nkunku. When you look at Liverpool's bench, you're like, these are kids. They're just coming from academy and Premier League too. And they're playing in a cup final. But they came on and played so much confidence and belief. And again, it's the identity that Jurgen Klopp has got at the club. It's how he set up the club in the sense of this is how we're going to play, that these kids know exactly what's expected of them. I have a saying, if you're good enough, you're old enough. I don't care if you're 16, 15, 17. They had a 16-year-old on the bench at Liverpool. For me, it's an embarrassment to Chelsea because you got beat by a bunch of kids. And when your manager says, you know...
I wouldn't go that far.
Verbatim, yes, it is an embarrassment. Charlie?
No, they didn't get beat by kids. I mean, Virgil van Dijk got the game winner.
They got beat by kids. It's easier to name all the injuries that Liverpool have to Chelsea.
It's true. There were some players on the field that I bet you none of us knew who they were before.
There was a 16-year-old kid.
We had no idea who they were.
Those guys, they know that storyline going into the game, right? Like that brings a little extra out of you.
I think to your point where you were saying about Klopp and man management, and these kids met the expectation and met the stage
they rose the expectation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a lot on the manager. And then mind you, on the other end, those game changers that Chelsea supposedly has.
And Nkunku is the biggest name.
But not only that, when you're Chelsea and you want to be a big player in modern football, because that's obviously what Bowley wants to do, you need to have several game changers off the bench. And they went so aggressively after Mykhailo Mudryk, who has been so underwhelming, especially wearing number 10 at Chelsea. He comes in, I don't remember the last time he had an impact on a game wearing a Chelsea kit. Maybe once or twice in specific moments, but Nkunku can't be your only guy. Noni Madueke isn't that standard of player.
But I'm just saying on this basis there, Nkunku is a big name, big game changer that you've paid money for. When you look at Liverpool, there's no comparison when you come to experience level he's played at. He's the one that should have had a big impact. Liverpool had the bigger impact, and I think the other thing we've got to look at as well is the comment by Pochettino. I'm a big Pochettino fan. But it pretty much seems like he said that we were playing for penalties, which is not going to come out good when you're a Chelsea manager. As a manager, you never put that out in the
So I have a question, and I think we had a little bit of a debate on the Golazo show about this. When your team is tired, because Chelsea were outclassed in extra time. I think we can all agree there. In extra time, when you're close to penalty kicks, when you feel collectively that you can't get that goal, is there something in the subconscious that tells you, let's ride this one out and get to pens and instill faith on our goalkeeper that we can get it done there, like with 4 or 5 minutes left when you have no gas left in the tank?
In a match like this, I mean, Chelsea still had 19 shots, 9 were on target.
Right, you still feel an entire game, but what about the extra time?
You still feel you can get the winner.
Listen,
but if you were completely outclassed, you're in another world, then of course you're going to grind it out for penalties. That's the expectation. But Chelsea, they're trying to win the game. They don't want to go. No one wants to go to pens.
Well, the managers come and said it doesn't help. But from players' perspective, I've never had that. I've played many extra times. You never think we're going. If it goes to penalties, it goes to penalties. That's what happens.
Right.
But you don't have that mindset. We're playing for penalties.
Either way, Chelsea's going to be looking back and wondering all the ways in which they could have done better in this game. Oof. Liverpool get the win. Susanna Fuller's very happy. She was in attendance for that game. So big congrats to Liverpool. And congrats to Suze, because you know she was real happy to see that.
They were 1 for 2 on their trip because Ian is a massive Newcastle fan. They went to that Arsenal match, and that didn't work out so well. But
not so good. Hey. Arsenal back in form, though. All right. Very fun for some people at this desk. We're going to take a break here on Morning Footy. When we come back, Michelle Jinkers is in, and she's got your latest headlines.